3 of the top tier waifus and a mommy are coming in the next patch, and are you confused who to choose? Hello everyone, this is 12th Harbinger and this video will help you choose the best 2.8 character for your account within few minutes. So without any further ado, let's jump right into it. First, let's start with the returning characters. Phoebe. Phoebe is a very flexible character as there's two different ways to play her. One is as a main DPS, the other one is as a sub DPS. Main DPS Phoebe is really good for most beginners or F2P players as she can deal good damage with the most F2P teams and build. And for sub DPS playstyle there is only one DPS that needs her, and it is Zani. She badly needs Phoebe. Zani without Phoebe is worse than Kartithya without Chakona. But is Phoebe worth pulling? I did say that main DPS Phoebe is good for F2P players. However, there are many other DPS characters that are better than her and are F2P friendly as well, like Augusta, Galbrena, and one more DPS that is coming in the same patch. And they have better performance in both Tower of Adversity and Whimpering Wastes. DPS Phoebe's performance in Whimpering Wastes is not great. She needs Chakona to perform decently, as Chakona can apply Spectral Frazzle on the new waves of enemies. But if you have Zani, then pulling for Phoebe becomes a top priority as she can greatly boost your Zani teams. So unless you have Zani, it's not worth pulling for Phoebe unless you really like her. Next we have Phrolova. Phrolova is a character that I consider is the best DPS in Wuthering waves. You may argue that there are other teams that can deal more damage than her, like the Kartithya team, which is true, but there are many reasons why I consider Phrolova the best DPS. The first point is versatility. Phrolova is the only DPS in the game that is very versatile. She can be played as a main DPS, can be slotted in as a secondary DPS with many other characters that deal heavy attack damage, as Phrolova can buff them. Even her DPS teams have many options, from multiple premium units like Cantarella, Chiwan, Rochia, to F2P ones like Danjin and Havoc Rover. Next I want to talk about is her overall value. The main worth of a main DPS is decided by their performance in Tower of Adversity and Whimpering Wastes, and Phrolova excels in both of them, thanks to her high damage and huge AoE, making her the best AoE DPS while also being very strong at single target contents. And the great thing is that Phrolova does not need any designated tokens to perform well in Whimpering Wastes. Her only problem, if I have to say, could be her reliance on signature weapon, but that is fine because it is worth your Astrites for the damage boost it provides, and it is also quite flexible, as it can be used on any rectifier user that can deal skill damage. So does that make her a must pull? Not really. There are many other characters as well that are good for both Tower of Adversity and Viva, like Augusta, Kartithya, Galbrena, Zani, Monofusion. So if you have enough DPS characters, you don't need to go out of your way and pull her. But she is a high value character for players that don't have enough DPS characters. If you are someone that is looking for building more teams or DPS characters, then I would highly recommend you to invest in Phrolova and get her signature. Also, if you already have Cantarella, who is our best support, or even Chiwan, who is really good with her, then you can consider pulling Phrolova if you can. The next character is Cantarella. Cantarella is a character that is really strong in the current meta, thanks to her best partner Phrolova being so broken. Cantarella has good personal damage and can buff Havoc and skill damage from her outro, making her viable for many characters that can deal Havoc damage or skill damage. But her teams face energy issues, which is one of her major problems, which does not matter much when used with Phrolova, as Phrolova does not need any energy. Overall, I would recommend pulling for Cantarella only if you have Phrolova or going to pull her. Next, let's talk about our newest character, Chisa. Her full kit has been officially revealed by Kuro Games and there's a lot that she can do, making her an all-rounder support. Her combat roles here say she is support and healer, deals Resonance Liberation damage and applies Havoc Bane. Let's go a bit deeper into this. Chisa has many different skills through which she can heal the team. While going through Chisa's kit, I have noticed that most of her kit revolves around buffing her own damage through various mechanics like Defense Ignore. Her signature set also buffs up personal damage, so we can say that she can deal a significant amount of personal damage considered as Resonance Liberation damage. Next, she can also buff the team damage, primarily from her outro. First, she increases the maximum stacks of negative status on enemies by 3, and when other resonators either apply negative status or deal negative status damage, they can gain an effect that let them ignore 18% of target's defense. For example, when Zani applies the Heliacal Ember stack from her enhanced resonance skill, or when she deals damage in a liberation state because that is considered as Spectral Frazzle damage. And Chisa can apply Havoc Bane stacks, and the recent buff made this negative status extremely good. When an enemy has Havoc Bane, the defense is reduced by 2%. This can stack up to thrice, reducing the defense of enemies by 6%. But since her outro can increase the stacks by 3, she can apply 6 Havoc Bane stacks, leading to 12% defense rate, which is extremely good. So all in all, Chisa can deal good personal damage, heal the team, and also buff them by providing a lot of defense trade, not to mention she can also provide crowd control. But where will Chisa fit? Chisa can be used with any character that deals negative status damage, As such, she will become the best third slot member for Kartikeya Chakona team, replacing Rover. She can also fit in with Zani Phoebe team, but I'm not sure if she can outdamage the Rover team that allows up to 4 Nightfall slashes. So is she worth pulling? As of now, I can surely say she will replace Aero Rover in all his teams thanks to her buffs, damage and other utilities. And this is nice because Rover's gameplay is very clunky and easy to get interrupted, which leads to damage loss. So Chisa can provide another indirect damage boost with better rotations. However, I don't think she will be that big of an upgrade over the Rover, as the Rover can still provide the 26% aero damage amplification buff, so I'm pretty sure Chisa will be a slight improvement. However, we need to keep in mind that there are still 4 other negative statuses left, so when the DPS characters of these negative statuses are released, Chisa will surely be the best third slot member for them. I think you can also use Chisa with Aero Rover in absence of Chakona. Chisa will apply the Havoc Bane stacks and Rover can convert them to Aero Erosion. It will be worse than Chakona teams but is viable. So overall, all the characters of this patch are really good, and their pull priority depends highly on your account. For their general value ranking, this is how I will place them. On first spot, I will place Phrolova as she is one of the best DPS you can invest in, a character of great value for players that are looking for a main DPS. For players who are not, feel free to skip her. On number 2 and 3, I will place Cantarella and Phoebe. Who is better depends on your account. Cantarella is the best support for Phrolova but can be skipped if you have Chi1. And she is also quite flexible as she can be utilized in other teams. But I won't pull for her unless I have Phrolova. Phoebe can be used as both main DPS and sub DPS, but I think her value lies within Zani. If you have Zani, she becomes a must pull for you. If not, then her pull value decreases significantly. I have placed Cantarella higher because the DPS she supports, which is Phrolova, is better than the DPS Phoebe supports, that is Zani. And on number 4, I will place Chisa. Chisa as of now is the best third slot member in Kartikeya teams, but only a slight upgrade over the Aero Rover. However, she has more future potential as she can technically work with any negative status team, making her very future proof and a really good character to invest in if you are not going for any other characters in this patch. I was thinking of putting her in number 2 slot for her future potential, but I didn't cause the future is unpredictable. Let me know in the comments which characters are you going to pull. Join my Discord server, there's a Lunite Pass giveaway which will be ending soon. Don't forget to like and share the video to support my channel and subscribe for more Wuthering Waves content. Thanks for watching.